I welcome you to today's class on frequency polygon. You may or may not have heard about the word frequency polygon, but I want to assure you that by the end of this class, you would have an idea what a frequency polygon is. So a quick review on data collection. In statistics generally, when data is collected, they are analyzed, summarized, and interpreted before they are used for whatever purpose it was collected. So when data is collected either from the field, from public places, from offices, it has to go through a process before information is gotten from it. So a frequency distribution table is one of the forms in which data can be presented. So a frequency distribution table is either presented in grouped form or ungrouped form. So below we have two tables, the ungrouped data and the grouped data. The one on the left, which has scores and frequency column, is ungrouped data. This type of data representation or frequency distribution table is used when we have a few number of data to analyze, when we have a limited number of data to analyze. While the table on the right, with class intervals and frequency, is usually used when we have bulk information to analyze. So we have to group the numbers in classes to enable us have a concise information. So it's very important that you know the difference. So how do we get a frequency polygon? A frequency polygon is a line graph of a frequency distribution table. So what we usually get is we plot the frequency against the class marks. We have the frequency, we have the class mark, we have a graph. So what we do is simply plot the frequencies, which is actually on the vertical axis, against the class mark, which is on the horizontal axis. And then we join this point. In frequency polygon, we usually add two extra class marks, one at the beginning and one at the end. These added class marks are called emerging class marks. So let's take a quick look at an example to help us get the points very clearly. The table below shows the number of doctors and their age groups working in government hospitals in a city. So this information has been provided for us. You have the column of ages of doctors and we have the column of number of doctors. So the column of ages for the ages of doctors is going to be taken as the class intervals, which are the ages of 21 to 25, 26 to 30, 30 to 35, 36 to 40, 41 to 45. So each of this class interval is assigned a number, which is going to be a frequency. So if we translate that into the table on the right side, we have the class intervals, we also have the class mark, and we have the frequency. Now, I want you to take proper note of the red shaded region in our table. Remember, we have to add an extra class interval at the beginning of the given table and at the end of the given table. This is very important. It's a rule that you have to follow when plotting frequency polygon. This new class interval must have a frequency of 0. So you've noticed I added a class of 16 to 20 and the frequency is 0. Same thing, I added a class of 46 to 50 and the frequency is 0. What about the middle column, you may ask? How is that gotten? The class mark is simply the midpoint of the class interval. So the midpoint of 16 to 18 16 to 20 is 18. The midpoint from 21 to 25 is 23. So we go on and on and on till we get to the last class interval, which is 46 to 50, where the midpoint is 48. So having got that, we proceed to plotting the graph. So I've been able to plot the graph to make it easier for you. So we have to plot frequency against class mark. So the frequency is the the vertical axis, while the class mark is the horizontal axis. So we plot 0 against 18, which is the first point, 40 against 20, which is the second point, 60 against 28, which is the third point, 50 against 33, which is the fourth point, 20 against 38, which is the fifth point, 10 against 43, which is the sixth point, and 0 against 48, which is the last point. Now, once we have this point, what we simply do using a ruler and a pencil, you simply join the points from the first to the second, to the third, to the fourth, to the fifth, to the sixth, and the seventh point. Once you've gotten that, the frequency polygon is ready. Quite easy, right? You must also note that a frequency polygon can be drawn with either grouped data or ungrouped data. So irrespective of the frequency distribution table given to you, you can actually draw a frequency polygon if you follow the simple rules. Also, a frequency polygon can also be drawn with a histogram on the same graph. So in some cases, you may be given a histogram to draw and a frequency polygon to draw on the same graph. That shouldn't be a problem for you. So to test if you really have understood this, here's a quick home exercise for you to take and work in. Construct a frequency polygon for the following data as shown below. This is a grouped data. Please make sure you send in your entries, send in your answers. We'll be waiting for you. Best of luck.